Hello and welcome to Haircut and the Beard. My name is Vader, aka Haircut, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rob the Beard Brown. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, really good, really good. That was your intros are just fucking on point. Seriously,
they're getting better.
They are. I swear to God, are you doing some kind of like intro course or something where you just sit in a room and talk about Robbie's beard or?
Yeah, I bet. Well, part of my practice is talking about my loved ones.
Let me guess. My beard makes it on the list, but I don't.
Something like that. By the way, I can't actually see your beard because we're doing this via Skype this time. So what's it looking like beard watch wise?
Well, see, the beauty of this is doing it over Skype is I could just have a fucking mess of a beard and just tell you it's spectacular. So, in answer to your question, it's spectacular. Like,
dude, I can see you right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm outside your window.
I'm looking around like all fucking cautious and shit now, just waiting for you to pop out of a fucking cupboard or something like that.
I'm Shia LaBeouf with like a big pair of binoculars.
Jesus Christ.
If I was Shia LaBeouf in any sense, I would be okay with it.
Yeah, he's a douchebag, but I'd still probably take his life over mine, as depressing as that is.
All right, you get to be Shia LaBeouf, but you've got a 2 centimeter penis.
Ooh, okay.
And that's 2 centimeters wide and 2 centimeters long.
And 2 centimeters longer than I'm working with right
so
now.
It's not considered the chode yet, but it's like equally length, equal width.
So it's just a sphere.
It's a sphere dick.
Okay, you know what? I think I could work with that. I mean, you're still Shia LaBeouf, you know. Yeah. You still get to do all those movies and stuff, and I mean,
that's right.
He's a douchebag, but I still kind of like him because he's done a couple of things that I'm like, okay, yep, that was pretty good. And he knows he's a caricature of a human, so he goes and does all these weird things like that, like the whole thing where he wanted to be a meme and he did that motivational thing. That was amazing, you know.
That was amazing. That was groundbreaking.
It really was. It really was. Jesus Christ.
Let's before we get into some news, tell the audience what movie we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Jason Bourne, the new Jason Bourne film. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, now that stars Jason Bourne, right?
Yeah, as Jason Bourne, doing Jason Bournian stuff, pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah, and it also stars the audience?
No, I don't think that's how movies work.
Oh, okay, cool. But it does have a lot of like in-depth reality TV style camera work, right?
Yeah, it really does.
So it really makes you feel like you're there.
That's it. There's a lot of talk of like social media and Facebook and stuff. So I guess, you know, you're a part of it, I guess.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Jason Bourne, when I looked it up on IMDb, and I'm just checking it now, and it's still the same. It's actually got its own customized page that has like get tickets and videos here and gallery here. It's got like it's basically an advertisement when you go to the IMDb page.
Really?
Well, I don't know why, but I think Jason Bourne, they have, you know, and other films that we've seen recently, they have like this marketing team that understands the internet. Understands their market is all over the internet, and they really have a lot of hype building done through Reddit and through other sources, and they build up this hype by like having, you know, photos or like win tickets to go see Matt Damon or like Reddit AMAs and all this stuff. And they like build up quite a hype before it, and they know that that's going to be a winner.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, they know that, like, these days, doing stuff on social media is going to have way more impact than a fucking TV commercial or a bus ad or something like that.
Yeah. At
the end of the day, I get most of my news through, you know, Facebook or social and stuff like that, and links to websites. My girlfriend, every time she gives me some, like, you know, really interesting statistic or fact or something like that you know, that usually a person would get from the news, I'm like, I always push her one step further because I know that she just read she read like a subtitle on Facebook somewhere and have actually clicked into the actual news story. I catch her out like 3 times a week with that one. It's pretty good.
It's always good. So let's do it. Let's do some news, baby.
Let's do it.
A couple of things right off the bat. First of all, just related to the movie we're doing. Apparently, Jason Bourne causes nausea, probably due to the camera work.
Oh, yeah.
And there was like a protest in China about it.
A protest because it's giving nausea?
Yeah.
That is some weird
Chinese
shit.
moviegoers allege that the 3D version of Jason Bourne left them feeling dizzy and nauseous.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see it in 3D? I saw it normally.
I saw it normally as well. I don't like the 3D.
Yeah, that's very strange. Like, because it is definitely one of those films that moves around a lot and is very sort of fluid in the camera movement, and that's a bit of a trademark for Jason Bourne. But I don't think that really translates well into 3D. So I could imagine that would. I think you need to sort of pick your camera work, do it in a specific way if you're doing 3D. You need to sort of allow for that.
Yeah, I think you're dead on with the camera stuff, like the reality cam. I guess we'll talk more about that when we get into it. But, it's kind of... It doesn't translate right. It doesn't feel right. It makes it look amateur and makes you feel dizzy, apparently.
That's pretty fucked, yeah.
So, Jim Henson's company wants to make like an R-rated film called Happy Time Murders.
I love everything about this already. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, so I haven't read much into it. It's probably one of those things where I've just read the subline. But it's something I thought I should bring up because Jim Henson, of course, the Muppets, all those movies, and now he's going to make like a Muppet movie that's serious, and I feel like it could be good.
There's definitely something to seeing Muppets or fun cartoon characters in a really dark light. I really enjoy those, a lot of sort of animated adult comedies, and I think that the fact that it's all sort of fun looking and cutesy and all that kind of stuff, and then they're dropping like C-bombs and shit, that tends to work for me, So I can get behind this, and let's face it, Muppets are adorable,
They are, but seeing them like dropping C-bombs or talking about murdering each other, or even like witnessing a puppet murder scene would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm on board, 100%.
Totally. Last bit of news that I've got here. I hope you got a couple of other things, but Ben-Hur, the movie.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly throw out there what a huge flop it was. It was a huge flop.
It looked terrible from the ads. Yeah.
It was as big as my flop. Like it was.
That was pretty good.
So about 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters.
Yeah.
But it had a budget of $100 million. Guess how much it made?
How much?
I want you to guess.
I'm guessing less than its budget. I'm going to guess 20 mil.
You're pretty close, but opening weekend was 11 mil.
Oh, God.
And its gross at the moment stands at 15 mil.
Jesus.
As of 2-3 days ago.
Is it just that it's a bad film, or is it just that making modern remakes of classics shouldn't be done?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, because like you've got the opening weekend, which is 11 mil opening, which is pretty low as is. So people aren't excited to go see a bullshit remake like this.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it's made only 4 million since then, and it's been several weeks. The fact, must mean that it's also really low quality.
Yeah.
That's getting very poor reviews. So probably a bit of both. It's 5.5 on IMDb, which we both know is
terrible,
inflated because it's recently come out, so it'll drop severely, I think. From there.
It scares me sometimes to think that the classic movies of our time will eventually be remade. I think we did a story a couple of years back, a couple of podcasts back, that there's a studio that's bought all the rights to these like classic films from within the last 20 years, and they're remaking them. And it terrifies me to think like films like Memento are going to get remade. That just shouldn't happen, especially not this soon.
But Citizen Kane's hasn't been remade.
That's true. That's very true. Surprisingly.
And I think there's some classics that are so unique they're not going to be remade. But it's just the ones that are really good stories, or that can be translated into modern day. They'll definitely be remade. I heard that I think we reported a couple months back that Jumanji was getting remade.
Yeah, definitely. I think I read the other day that it's going to be a sequel of sorts or something like that. I think.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, so it turns out there's going to be a sequel, which I'm really happy about because I can't wait to see Robin Williams come back. Like, I think he'd be great.
Oh God! There's a guy at my work that has this saying whenever he wants to really show you that he's not happy with you. It's, go on Robin Williams yourself. It's just so terrible because I loved Robin Williams. He was the first celebrity dead that really fucking like kicked me in the teeth. Really hurt.
And like this week, it's like Men's Mental Health. Are you okay? Anti-depression week. So maybe not this week, mate.
I've got a couple of bits of news here. So that whole Ocean's 8 thing is actually going to be a thing. The female remake of Ocean's 11. Which I know is absolutely terrible. But just listen to this cast.
Yeah, but cast is not going to make a difference. If Melissa McCarthy's in there, I'm going to fucking Robin Williams myself, dude.
Well, she's not, thank God, but...
She milked it, didn't she? She was, like, popular for a minute, and then she just fucking milked it.
Yeah.
She just went, okay, any movie. Yep, do it, yep. The one with Sandra Bullock, do it. The other one where I'm the boss, do it.
The boss?
Do the Ghostbuster. Yeah. Everyone, yep. Just cash. Raking it in.
Yeah.
And then now she's basically Robin Williams.
Yeah, she's Robin... she Robin Williams herself, yeah. So, okay, I've got this cast, and if this was any other film, I'd be like, damn, that is a good fucking cast. So, Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock, Helena Bonham Carter, Kate Blanchett, Sarah Paulson, and this is where it goes a bit weird, Rihanna, and Mindy Kaling, who I absolutely love. So that's a fucking huge cast. But what I want to say, though, is, I mean, where are the men? When do we get representation in films? You know, we've got this film. There's not a single man in the whole cast, except for director. But I don't think women really can do that.
I feel we probably, we definitely don't need female directors. But I'm just thinking about the backlash there.
I know.
Let's cut that one out.
Oh God!
No, but seriously, I think you're right. I think we need a token man.
Yeah.
Who would the token man be?
I mean,
probably like it would have to be. It would have to be not truly representative of a man. Just like when they throw a token woman in. Like when they throw a token woman in, she's ditzy and like super hot, and she's just super feminine. So I think in this scenario, we'd need like
I could do it. I mean, based on everything you said, like I'm pretty much the male equivalent of that, you know.
I was thinking like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that is a good call. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. I can work with that.
Or if you're inclined to watch even worse movies, maybe Fool's Gold, Matthew McConaughey.
Basically, any McConaughey before the McConaissance is yeah. Ironically, the director of this film is the one that he wrote that Free State of Jones film, which is the McConaissance's next fucking film.
Nice.
I think this film's actually going to be taken really seriously, and I love the first and last Ocean's film. The Ocean's 12 is a piece of shit, but I'll probably watch this as much as I think that it's. I mean, all jokes aside, I think they're going too far. It's like, we need more films with women in them, so they just remake a bunch of films that are all men with women. That's not the solution,
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just it's a fucking huge cast. I just thought it was worth a mention.
I just want to briefly talk about No Man's Sky because you and I both played it.
Have you? I didn't know you played it.
Dude, I'm smashing it, man.
No shit. Okay, yeah, let's fucking talk about that. I'm down. I'm in.
No Man's Sky. Of course, we touch on video games sometimes when we do these podcasts. So, there's a lot of backlash on this game, No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
because it was built up to be huge. It was going to be a massive game. It was multiplayer in the sense that multiple people are on the same time, and that the reality or the universe that this game exists is the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And now, like, there's after it launched, obviously there was some issues when it launched. And people were let down about it.
Yeah.
But now people are saying that apparently the uploads of naming the planets and things like that doesn't actually make a difference.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I've seen a couple of things that have been named by other people, but I think it's more of a server issue where it's
okay.
Because I mean, I've seen very, very few things because I'm pretty deep in. I don't have that far to go until I get to the center. I mean, when I say not that far, I'm, I think less than 100,000 light years away. Which in the grand scheme of things is pretty far, but it's definitely a letdown. I mean, I've talked about this on the podcast at least 5 times because it is what it actually does as far as a game is new, interesting, phenomenal, and regardless of how successful this game is, will change the way games are made. That's just a fact. That this will change the way games are made in the future.
Right.
I think the game that's there at the moment isn't really a fucking game. It's more of just a sandbox for you to go and fuck around in. I think if this is their beta, a year from now, maybe even 2 years from now, if they keep on working on it, what this game can be is going to be something phenomenal, you know?
Have you got, like, one of those warp drives yet? So you can... Because I've got a hyperdrive, right? I can go I can go galaxy to galaxy or something. Whatever that is. But I can't skip multiple systems. I can go system to system, but I can't, like, go free reign into any system.
So I've got all three. You can get, I can't remember what they're called, like the Sigma, the Tao, and the something else. And I've got all three of them, and the whole gameplay loop for me now is find a black hole that's really far away, go to the black hole, and hope that it takes me closer to the center of the universe. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But
do you still go to the Atlas?
I've finished the whole Atlas thing. And
so what do you do there? Okay, so I got... anyway, we'll have to talk about this.
Yeah, we'll talk about this offline,
podcast,
yeah. But, I mean, look, just going back to big picture stuff, it is something to behold. The fact that, I mean, I've been playing now for, I'd say, I don't know, maybe 50 hours. I've put in a decent amount of time, and I'm sure you've put in a lot and discovered a lot of weird shit. I've seen, like, less than a handful of fucking other people's things, you know. And
I haven't seen any, and I'm 19 hours deep.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, I think maybe it's the closer you get to the center, the more chance that you're going to find other people's things. And I think they sort of path it so if I follow the path that's set out for me, I'll probably not see anything. But because I've sort of gone off the path a little bit, it's, you know, opened up a little bit. But, I mean, it is something to behold. It's something phenomenal. The way it's been launched has been terrible, and I think that it was hyped. This should have been a beta. This should have been like early access or something like that. And they should have kept building on it. It's just not ready. It's not a completed game yet, but
yeah, totally.
The basis is there for something that is going to be phenomenal. I believe that it will be. Considering it's a fucking team of 6 people, I don't know. I didn't realize we were going to be talking about this, and I had this rant just right there behind the eyes, just raring to go. You know.
Cool. Yeah, let's get back into movies. News. Have you got any other news before we jump into the cool stuff, the movie?
Yeah. So just a couple of things. Angry Birds, the film, is getting a sequel, and I mean that's pretty much end of days. I don't think we can come back from that. I think that's.
Have you seen Angry Birds?
I have. Yeah.
How good is it?
It was. I don't have a word. I don't have words for that film.
It's really good, eh?
Yeah, it's a top-notch film. You know, it's
it's awful. Let's face it.
It's terrible.
And my God, how can you give a sequel? Well, the kids love it, and it makes a lot of money.
Yeah. And I'm sure it did well. I mean, as far as like what they spent on it and what they got back, the actual cast for that film was actually quite good. Like, if you look through the IMDb page, there's at least 4 people that I'm like, I really like you from other stuff, but you know, it wasn't fun. So, Guardians of the Galaxy, the crew from Guardians of the Galaxy are confirmed for the next Avengers film. Which I'm really excited about. With all the stuff that's happening with DC, it comforts me to think that Marvel's still doing cool stuff.
Yeah, at least they got their shit together. Fucking hell.
I know. I do want to talk about, just very quickly, Suicide Squad a little bit later, but Guardians of the Galaxy all crossed over and everything, and I'm excited for that. Just the thought of seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy crew with Iron Man, Captain America, and all those guys, that excites me a bit, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Stark would be getting so much cash. Sorry, Downey Jr. He's getting so much cash at this point. Like, he's making Bond money, man.
Because what are you going to do if you take him out? I mean, there's always a contingency as far as what do you do if he dies or something like that. I mean, the comics, there's always, every single Spider-Man, there's been 10 different Spider-Mans, there's been 10 different Iron Mans, and I mean, there's a female Thor at the moment and all that kind of stuff. But if he died, I can't think of anyone else that could really pick up the mantle and do it well, you know? Yeah,
maybe Rob Schneider could do it, but, I mean, I don't think he'd probably... You know, he's got too much integrity for that.
Yeah, and he's got too much on his plate. I mean, he's doing that Tarantino film, and, you know...
That's true. And you know what else he's doing? He's doing Real Rob Season 2.
Can't wait.
Yeah, which we're really excited about, because, of course, our other podcast, Get Real Rob, with Tyler from Future Horse. Also, I'm good friends with Jamie Lissau now.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Do you want to tell everyone what happened there? Because that was pretty cool.
We had a cool... I mean, I think I've said this on the Get Real Rob podcast that I recently did with Tyler. But basically, we had a really fun interaction through Twitter with Lissau. You'll have to jump on our Twitter page at HaircutBeard to have a read of it. But we were basically flirting with fame.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Because I got retweeted by someone from The Wire recently, and it just made my day. So just so
cool, man.
It's pretty cool,
Woo! Oh shit! All right, so let's dig into this movie. Of course, the movie is Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Jason Bourne. So just quickly, I just want to talk about the story. Give a quick story synopsis. So basically, Jason Bourne, who we all know, tries to stay out of the CIA's clutches, but gets pulled back in. And at this point, we could be reviewing or talking about Bourne Identity, Ultimatum, Supremacy, or this film, Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Because it has the exact same fucking story.
One of the things that I remember from every Bourne movie is that at the start, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and at the end, he knows what's going on, right?
That's it, yeah.
And that's at the start of the Bourne Supremacy, the fucking Ultimatum, the other one,
yeah,
Identity, and at the start of at the start of the next one, he still doesn't know. He's like, what the fuck's going on again?
Yeah, and it's
but this one was different, we enter this and he kind of knows what's going on and he's running scared. He's he's in hiding basically.
Yeah, but in all fairness, he was in hiding at the start of the last couple of films as well, and sort of gets dragged back in. But he definitely is a bit more sort of clued on to what's going on this time. But it still was very much following the same plot points of all of the other films, But I guess the same could be said for the Bond films or the one of the other ones, the ones with Tom Cruise.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, the Mission Impossible films as well. I guess they're basically the same fucking thing, but...
Yep.
Yeah. Story-wise, he's, on the run. He's doing fucking Fight Club, I guess? Was that Fight Club?
Yeah, dude, and how fucking huge is he in this movie? He's ripped as fuck, and his shoulders... It's fucking... huge, man.
I like to think that, him and Ben Affleck are still, besties, but they're, real competitive besties, where he's dude, I'm fucking Batman. And he's like, dude, I'm fucking Bourne, motherfucker. Don't you reckon that's how they talk to each other? And he's like, come on, bro, come on. I'm fucking Batman.
And then Affleck's like, hey, dude, do you remember Good Will Hunting? It was fucking sick, eh? And then Matt Damon's like, dude, you did fucking nothing. You fucking fucked me. You left me to do the script 3 nights before we started shooting. What the fuck?
And then he slams a batarang up on the window. He's like, hey, you like them fucking apples. I was going to say batarangs, but it just doesn't have the same ring to it, There's a really cool Family Guy skit where it's it shows them writing Good Will Hunting, and Ben Affleck's just on the couch getting high. And he's like, go on, write something right now. Contribute to this script. And then he just farts and throws it over to him, and he's like, yeah, cop that. Literally just farts in his face. I like to believe that that's pretty accurate,
Yeah.
But getting back to this film, story-wise, it's so generic. You could pretty much you could sort of pinpoint exactly what was going to happen. We're coming up to the bit where there's going to be the car chase, and there's a guy coming after him, so they're going to have a fist fight with a fucking, It was pretty much like a shot-for-shot fucking remake of the other films, I thought. With a bit of a more modern story as far as social engineering and social media and Google and all that kind of shit getting fucking roped into it.
Well, it's made money. It hasn't done overly well though. I imagine it's. I think the budget was $120 million. Opening weekend, it made about half of that, and then so far it's made 140.
Okay. So
it's making some monies, and I guess the biggest thing though is the stuff that comes after the merchandise, the DVD sales, Blu-ray sales, all that stuff.
Yeah. So in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure it'll make money. It's a Jason Bourne film. It'll go into fucking box sets and all that kind of stuff, and they'll re-release it all over again. And I don't know. It's just I'm a bit tired of these films. The only one I've watched every single one of them, including the little spin-off one where Jason Bourne wasn't even in it. Nothing's excited me like the first one. What made the first film, in my mind, what made the first film great was you're taking someone that doesn't know he's basically James Bond, and letting them discover that they're James Bond midway through the film. The first bit where the cop tries to put his hand on him and he just fucking goes all karate nunchucker fucking and demolishes them all. That was awesome.
And so every film after that, they try and replicate that, right? They try and have the start of the movie where he doesn't know what's going on, and then he kind of discovers it. Yeah. But it doesn't work like the first one does. Although the trilogy's obviously great. But I mean, when you compare this movie to the trilogy, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I guess me and you sort of differ of opinion on this one, because I put this one around the same as Ultimatum, Supremacy, all those ones. I think the first one was like a really good film, and I think the rest have been average since then. I haven't really enjoyed any of them since. Even though it's like my kind of film, I like this kind of like action hero, but with a bit of intelligence behind it kind of stuff, you know? Like, it should be a film that excites me. It just doesn't do it, you know?
One of the things that bothers me about this film is the camera work. And although I kind of enjoy it, generally speaking, I think they go over the top with it, and they don't use anything except for handheld camera in this. And like the zooming, and even like the intro shots where you've got a shot that shows the location that they're at, you know, like it's outside of an FBI building, a CIA building, and they have a shot. That's still handheld, shaky, does a huge zoom in, and like it's fucking annoying. Give me a hybrid. Like, I know that action, that sort of shot, the handheld stuff, it does work for action. It makes you feel like you're involved in it. Yeah. But constantly, it just drives me crazy, and it does make you nauseous.
Yeah, and you know what? That kind of work, that kind of camera work can be done really, really well. Like, in the first film, I liked it because it was, you know, a lot of really quick cuts and, you know, fast action moving, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But it was still clear enough for me to understand what was going on. But in a lot of films recently where they try to replicate that, it's all so fast. And we've said this about other films as well, where it's all happening so fast, you don't really have a sense of, you know, okay, so he just punched him, he's on the ground, he's gone to pick up the gun, and because it's all just happening so fast. I sound like an old man now, but sometimes I just don't.
I'm just thinking that. Maybe we're just getting old.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've been getting old for the last 25 years, but still.
True.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, the cinematography, I definitely agree, is a bit wanting and just doesn't do it for me. But so,
I'm with you on that.
Just going back to the story and stuff, there's something about a top secret USB. Who puts fucking top secret on a USB? If it's top secret, don't advertise that. That seems weird to me. And why would you do that? The other, like, 80% of this film was just people sitting at computers doing computer stuff. Yeah. And sometimes that can be really cool, but it wasn't in this. It didn't grab me at all. Sometimes that whole investigation, CIA kind of stuff I find really fascinating, and it just didn't really grab me in this.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Bourne is, Damon's now 40 plus. What did you think of the casting in this, and in particular as well, the supporting cast, Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is born to play a role like that. I mean, he's really good. He's got such a strong screen presence, even though he wasn't really given much to do in this film. Yeah, he's still definitely. I thought he was good. I mean, I can't remember the name of the guy that he was replacing that played his kind of role in the previous films, but I always liked him.
Did you notice that our good friend Riz was in here?
I was just about to say, he's my favourite human on the planet right now. I'm not sure if you're watching The Night Of. He is going to be just huge. Like, the performance that he's kicking out in The Night Of is just...
Now, The Night Of, just a quick reminder on that. What's that one about?
So it's a murder mystery where basically Riz plays this guy called Nas, who's... he's a college guy that, you know, goes out to a party, ends up meeting this chick, goes back to a house and gets a bit fucked up. He's a bit of a geek, and then just gets a bit wasted. They have sex, wakes up the next morning, and she's been stabbed like 30 times. And he gets arrested for it and gets taken in. And it's just about sort of the investigation, everything behind that. Yeah. A HBO show, and it's one episode left. I've seen everything except for one episode, and it is definitely something special. Yeah, something really, really cool.
That's cool, man. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. It's I really like him, but again, he wasn't really given much to do. I like that Vincent Cassel guy that was the unnamed sort of assassin guy. he's just a bit of a badass, you know, and he's got that sniper, and he's you know, taking.
Oh yeah, the asset.
Yeah.
Where's the asset?
Pretty cool.
3 minutes out.
Yeah, that kind of stuff I find pretty, you know, it's pretty fun.
I wanted to ask you, man. I thought Julia Stiles, you know, the one that plays Damon's love interest.
Yeah.
I thought she was killed in like 3 of the other movies. Doesn't she die in each one?
I don't know. Maybe she's like the Kenny of the series. Like, she dies in every single movie, and then just comes back, and then they don't mention it. Yeah, I thought she was dead as well, until I actually went into this film and realised that she was playing the same character. I thought that there was a different actress that was playing a similar kind of role. You know, not the same actual person, but just goes to show that the previous movies just didn't really do it for me as far as like being very memorable.
Yeah.
True. I mean, look, I don't really have that much more to say.
I really don't either. At the end of the day, this is a Jason Bourne film. If you really do enjoy, you know, the second, the third, maybe the one without Damon in it, if you enjoyed those films, you want to go see like a popcorn action flick, it's going to be good value. You're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But overall, if you know, 2 years in the future came back and saw this film, you'd be like, what the fuck was I doing? Like, it's not really that good, and it's not enjoyable, and it's like boring.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. You pretty much summed up everything I had to say as well. It's definitely... It's a bit of fun. There's a few sort of cool bits, like the car chase towards the end was kind of fun. And him one hit destroying that guy at the start of the film was kind of cool.
That was in the trailer. I was like, okay, this is going to be the good bit.
Yeah.
And we're done.
Yeah, that's it. And nothing will ever, as far as car chases, nothing will ever beat the mini chase in the very first film. You know, how often have you had this car serviced? You know, tell me, does it pull to the left or anything like that? And then he just destroys that mini. Oh, love that. But yeah, it was just generic.
Yeah. How many USBs out of 10?
So I'd give this a 6 and a bit. Top secret USBs out of 10. 6 and maybe just like the little cap that goes over the little USB bit.
Nice. So 6 and a cap, but the other 6, the other 5 don't have caps.
No. So I can't even do the math on that. I don't even know
how many GB are these USBs.
Enough to fit a very bad cam version of this film.
Oh, very good. I got to agree with you, man. I think the film, while it was enjoyable, big screen, it was just the camera work drove me a little crazy, and overall, I would never go back and see this film again.
Yeah.
Unless someone paid me. So sign up to our Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have Patreon.
And if we
pay me to go watch Jason Bourne again,
it's just the biggest troll on us. Like, you know, just paying us to watch movies that we don't want to see. You know?
That would suck.
But yeah, it was really formulaic. But I got a quick question. I like to throw sort of the odds, like sort of question out there.
Just sorry before you do. Yeah. I'm on par. I'll go 6 and a bit with you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I totally cut you off there. 6 and a bit. Yeah, I think that's about right. 6 and a cap.
6 and a bit. 6 and a 2 centimeter by 2 centimeters sphere dick.
Sphere dick. There's something I really enjoy about the sphere dick concept. Okay, anyway, moving on.
It's a good... It make a good surname as well. Yeah. Jason Sphere Dick is...
If we were going to do a parody film of Jason Vaughan, that's what it would be.
Yeah, Brian Spherdick.
Oh god, that's a terrible thought.
So, Rob, you also went and saw Suicide Squad. I didn't dare do it for fear of committing suicide afterwards. Yeah. But give us your kind of just a couple of dot points on your thoughts on that film, and you know whether it's worth going to see.
Yeah, I mean, look, for you, I definitely, knowing your taste, at least to the extent I do, I definitely don't think you'd enjoy it. It just has all the same hallmarks that all of the DC films have, in a bad way. You know, they seem like they're just desperately trying to play catch up, and you know, they want the same success that Marvel has, but they just don't have the same talent that Marvel has, that are you know, in the boardrooms, or not the boardrooms, but the people behind it. Marvel has one guy, I think his name's Paul Feig, that is like the fucking Crips keeper of the law. You know, he's the guy that has the whole. He knows what's happening for the next 25 years in the Marvel Universe, and he's the one that says, okay, if you're gonna put this character in your film, he needs to, follow this rough arc. You can obviously do what you want within that, but he's the one that has sort of final say on all this kind of stuff,
Yeah, totally.
And, I mean, at the moment, the person that's doing that for Suicide Squad is Zack Snyder, who doesn't really seem to like the characters that much that he's dealing with,
Right. And so, therein lies the problem.
Exactly. I mean, he definitely... there's definitely a lot that I love about these films. There was a lot of fun to be had in this, as you know, I love Harley Quinn. I love the Joker. I loved Harley Quinn in this, and it wasn't just because she was half naked half the film. It helped, but that had nothing to do with it. She was just fun, and she had fun with the character, and she seemed to fit the character. The Joker, on the other hand, I could not get behind this Joker. Yeah,
just a total dick.
Yeah, and just didn't seem to have the same kind of vibe of the Joker, I think I talked about this a long time ago. The whole tattoos thing, I didn't really buy it. I didn't really like it. All of that just slipped away the second that he came on screen, because it just didn't seem to be really the Joker, the way he was acting, the performance, the way he talked and everything, he just looked like he was borrowing little parts from other characters that other Jokers that he'd seen before.
Yeah, totally. Not really, which is a shame.
Yeah, it really is. But the start of the film was really fun and set up this tone. It was one of those getting the band together kind of montages where it's you've got this kooky character that does this kind of stuff, and they're putting all their stats on the screen, and it's got fun little facts about him, and all really colourful and cool music and all this kind of stuff. And that was the only fun that was really had in the whole film, the first 30 minutes, and then it just went into this dribble about this terrible bad guy, and I don't know. I just think that the characters were okay, but the story and everything else just fucking lost me. It just, that's all I've got to say about it. It was just disappointing. I love Harley, I love the Joker, but it just didn't do it for me, Anyway, that's it.
It was kind of Harley was kind of a combination of two of your biggest loves.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie and Harlequin.
Yeah, without a doubt, And she was great. Even if I didn't like Margot Robbie and I didn't like Harley Quinn, I think I still would have liked this iteration, because she just has fun with it. She's a badass. She's a bit of a ditz, but in a cool way. And, she really has fun with it,
Cool, man. That's what you want.
That's
what you want from a woman.
Exactly.
Not to be in Ghostbusters. Right? Women, pay attention. All right?
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm still, just for the sake of our listeners, just so they don't have to do it, I'm going to watch Ghostbusters, and I'm going to report on it on the next podcast.
Dude, you realise that we're going to try and do a podcast here a lot more frequently. So you're going to have to watch that this week.
Maybe not next podcast. I will do it in the not too distant future. Give me a month, and I will have a not a detailed analysis. I'm not going to pay attention to it or anything, but
you're just going to watch it on 1.8 speed, aren't you?
Yeah. That should be our rating system. The speed at which you could watch a film and still endure it is I could watch my favourite films at a super slow speed. No, but why would you do that? Okay, that whole system's dead. Okay,
yeah, I think we could go back to our old podcast, Two Guys in a Pizza Box. We could use that rating system.
Yeah, why don't you explain that rating system to our listeners?
It was how many pizzas out of 10.
Yeah. No, but that was
it wasn't. It was a lot more convoluted. But let's not get into it. This is Haircut and the Beard, not Two Guys in a Pizza Box. We've got a pizza box, and we have a special guest on sometimes. Although our special guest, the girl, isn't joining us today. Maybe next time. All right. I think that pretty much. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up. This has been Haircut and the Beard. Thanks for tuning in. I'd like to thank my co-host, of course, Rob the Beard Brown.
Pleasure as always.
And you can hit us up on Twitter at HaircutBeard, or shoot us an email, and we'll ask you a question on the show. And until then, my name is Vader, aka Haircut. Peace out, baby.
Ciao.